Hello, this is Ron Paul with your weekly update for Monday, September 23rd. One unique aspect of my homeschool curriculum is that students can start and manage their own online business. Students will be responsible for deciding what products or services to offer, getting the business up and running, and marketing the business's products. Students and their families will get to keep the profits made from the business. Hopefully, participants in this program will develop a business that can either provide them with a full-time career or a way to supplement their income. Internet commerce is the most dynamic and rapidly growing sector of the American economy. Not surprisingly, the Internet is also relatively free of taxes and regulations, although many in Washington are working to change that. For example, earlier this year, the Senate passed the Marketplace Fairness Act, more accurately referred to as the National Internet Sales Tax Act. This bill, which passed the Senate earlier this year, would require Internet businesses to collect sales taxes for all 10,000 American jurisdictions that assess sales taxes. Internet business would thus be subject to audits from 46 states, 6 territories, and over 500 Native American tribal nations. Proponents of the bill deny it will hurt small business because the bill only applies to Internet businesses that make over $1 million in out-of-state revenue. However, many small Internet businesses with over $1 million in out-of-state revenues operate on extremely thin profit margins, so even the slightest increase in expenses could put them out of business. Some businesses may even try to avoid increasing their sales so as not to have to comply with the Internet sales tax. It is amazing that some of the same conservatives who rightly worry over Obamacare's effects on job creation and economic growth want to impose new taxes on the most dynamic sector of the economy. Proponents of the law claim that there is software that can automatically apply sales taxes. However, anyone who has ever dealt with business software knows that no program is foolproof. Any mistakes made by the software or even errors in installing it could result in a small business being subject to expensive and time-consuming audits. Some say that it is a legitimate exercise of Congress's Commerce Clause power to give states' governments the authority to force out-of-state businesses to collect sales taxes. But if that were the case, why shouldn't state governments be able to force you to pay sales taxes where you physically cross lines to make a purchase? The Commerce Clause was intended to facilitate the free flow of goods and services across state lines, not to help states impose new burdens on out-of-state businesses. The main proponents of this bill are large retailers and established Internet business. Big business can more easily afford to comply with a national Internet sales tax. In many cases, they are large enough that they are already have a physical presence in most states and thus already have to collect sales taxes. These businesses are seeking to manipulate the political process to disadvantage the existing and future small competitors. The Internet sales tax is a bad idea for consumers, small Internet business, and perhaps most importantly, the next generation of online entrepreneurs. For more information about the small business program, well as other aspects of the homeschool curriculum, please go to ronpaulcurriculum.com and to purchase a copy of my new book, The School Revolution, a new answer for our broken education system. Please see your local bookstore or go to amazon.com. Thanks for calling this update. A new update is placed on this number, 888-322-1414 every Sunday. The written text can be found on my Free Foundation website at www.the-free-foundation.org and on my Facebook page. Thanks for listening.